day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. I am Beautiful Hustler, and I know it's been a while, guys, but I am back with a new tutorial, and this is on how to apply a lace on a low hairline. So jumping right into this video, you guys, off camera I did go ahead and do the ball cap method, and I also applied the Ruby Kisses foundation underneath that lace in the levels 10 if I'm not mistaken, and I also used a little bit of the True Match in colors C78 towards the front of the hairline to match the client's skin tone a little bit better. So off camera I did sew down the back of this lace because in all of my videos it's the same process over and over, but right here I'm just checking to make sure that after I sewed it down that the lace is going past the cap. But of course, because my client already has a small forehead, most of that lace that you see towards the center part of their forehead will be cut off. But moving right along, my focus was to show you how to install the back of the bundles for a lace frontal sewing install. So I'm going to show you guys in more detail how I do that. So before you begin to sew, you want to go ahead and take that needle and go through the corners of that weft. And once you get that knotted in pretty good, you could go ahead and begin to sew the wefts in. And the motion that I'll be doing is just pretty much going from side to side. I do not cut the wefts when I am sewing. And I also want you to know that the first track that I'm adding in, everything, it will be doubled pretty much. And this client only had 2 bundles. So the second bundle you will see me sew that singly, but this first one I will double it. So I know some of you guys are probably wondering, like, why is she threading it so spaced out and not close together? It's because every time I go through that cap and that hair, I wrap my needle around twice, and what this does is create a double knot after every stitch. So some people just sew in and out, but me, I double knot every stitch that I am doing. That way it is very, very secure. So just because it's spaced out, guys, doesn't mean it's not secure. It is very secure because of those double knots. Okay, so now I am finished installing that first bundle, and like I said, guys, the first bundle was doubled. Now the second bundle, I am going to sew it in single just to make sure that I have enough hair, and also making sure that the top of this install is very, very flat and smooth, so everything blends perfectly. Now to get into the details of this hair, I am using 2 22-inch bundles and a 20-inch frontal, and this hair is from my company, which I will leave that information in the description box, which you can purchase from my website www.IAmBeautifulHustler.com. IAmBeautifulHustler.com. But once again, that information will be listed down below. So now that we are getting closer and closer to the top, after I go around this last time, I am going to start to lay the tracks going straight across. So instead of having the tracks continue to go in that circular motion, I'm going to start to straighten up that little circle by laying the tracks directly across and going from side to side all the way up until I form the closure piece. Not even the closure piece, but until I get to the very, very top of that frontal, I'm going to sew straight across. But you guys will see exactly what I mean in this clip, so stay tuned. Okay, so now that she's all sewed in, we can go ahead and get straight into laying down the front of that lace. Now, as you can see, guys, this lace is already looking good next to her skin tone, and I just can't wait to get this melted down. Now, I did go ahead and pluck this lace off camera. I didn't do too much, but I did enough to get it looking nice and natural and still full. So I'm just going to start by go ahead and cutting off the extra lace from around the ears, and then I'm going to proceed with laying the glue. So the glue that I will be using today is the GhostBond, and it's pretty much my regular go-to glue. And I will be using the Swan's 99% alcohol to wipe away some of that makeup that's on her hairline, so I can get that glue and that lace to stick and lay down just like it needs to. You want to make sure that you do follow this step like for real, because if you don't wipe away that makeup, that lace will not stick down the way it's supposed to. So you can see that little discoloration between the makeup and her actual skin tone a little bit. Now getting into the placement of the glue. Because your client's hairline is already low, you want to make sure you go behind the cap a little bit. Like usually you'll place the glue in front of that cap, but I'm going to go right on top of that cap and just spread the glue down, but not too far down. Like if you see me carefully, I will be applying the glue flat and smooth at the top, but for the sides where she has the low dips, I will put that glue right on top of that low dip. That way when I lay my lace down after the third layer, the glue will be where it needs to be and nowhere extra where I have to wipe away more makeup to pick it up. So I'm just following the shape of her hairline when I'm applying that glue. And then I'm going to go ahead after the third layer, begin to pull that lace down into the glue. And even though I'm pulling that down right here, you might think, damn, that's too far down on her forehead. But we're going to actually cut off most of that lace in the center. But we're going to keep that extra, that lace on the sides, because like I said, she does have the low dips on the side and the high, part towards the center. So that's why it's very, very important to do the correct glue placement, especially for any client with a low hairline. So after finish blow drying that lace down just for a couple minutes, I'm going to go ahead and take a comb and begin to pull and comb. Like I'm going to pull that lace forward and like comb that hair down, and then I'm going to begin to cut off that extra lace. And as you guys can see, it fits perfectly on the sides. And as I place that glue the correct way, now I can go ahead and cut off that extra lace, and that way it's not so far down on her forehead. If you kind of understand what I mean. I probably said that kind of weird, but I think you guys catch my drift. And now I'm just going to take that glue and begin to tack down all the areas that are still lifting, because this is completely normal. So don't think because you don't have everything down the first time that you did it wrong. This is pretty much normal for any hairstylist, that you will have to go back and touch up certain areas. And do you guys see how good this looks already? And it's not even finished. But however, I'm going to continue to tack down those pieces that are still lifting. And then I'm going to take my elastic band and tie down that lace so it can finish doing its melting job. The reason that I like to use the elastic band, because I can stretch it very, wide, and it's very, very tight. And that's the type of feeling I need on my frontals, in my wigs, anything with lace. Like, tie that thing down, let it be tight just for a moment, but it's going to get the job done and melted. So after I tied the hairline down off camera, I did go ahead and part my mom's hair to the side and began to flat iron her hair straight. But now that I am back to remove off this band, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I get everything super smooth using my Cara wax stick and my hot comb. I do want to mention, if you are a beginner into the hair game, it is very dangerous to use the actual hot comb with the stove. So I do recommend, if you are a beginner, to try to purchase the plug-in hot comb. That way you do not really burn off your client's hair, because guys, once you burn that hair off, it's literally not coming back. So you just want to continue to practice with that plug-in hot comb until you feel you are ready to use the Marcel iron. Now let's just take a minute to admire this flawless install, you guys. Like, this is what I'm talking about, period. And she is all done, and this is a low hairline install with no baby hairs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you.